There was a female comedian celebrity. I will say the name at the end because it's more fun as a reveal.
Okay, good.
That 2 years ago, when there was the giant fires in Malibu, I saw her post on her social media that there was a bunch of animals trapped at the Malibu wine safari, like trapped in the fires, couldn't get out. Yeah. So I was part of a search and rescue team just because I'm a Canadian and this is what we naturally do. So I went and I told this search and rescue team, hey, I just got this tip about this. Look at this story. Truckloads of us went up into the mountains during the fires with these giant animal crates. We were like, oh, we have to rescue this giraffe. We have to get all these animals. So we had to get all these big animal containers that they usually use for zoos or to transfer animals. I think there was like 10 or something of us going up there. It took an hour to get in through the fires. We get there ready to rescue these animals, and they were fine.
One of the things that I love about you is that you've been open about your evolution and you've just kind of gone where good people are and that kind of thing, which is very, very much what I did as well. Like you just kind of were like, well, wait a minute, all the bad guys actually seem like the good guys, and the people who are always telling you they're the good guys, they don't seem that great or that tolerant or that diverse or anything else. But I've never done this on the Rubin Report before, but I would like you to pick up your phone right now.
Okay, good.
And I am going to ask you to quote yourself. We're going to put up the image, but I want Nicole Arbour to do her best Nicole Arbour impersonation because I believe it was the day before the election. Am I right? The day before the election.
I think it was the day before, or like 2 days before.
Or maybe 2 days before. You put up a post on Instagram that I thought just absolutely encapsulated so much of why people that you would never think traditionally would have voted for Trump or would have voted Republican or conservative, why they did it. And so now Nicole Arbour, this is Nicole Arbour as Nicole Arbour. Here we go.
Go team. Okay, that was my impression of me. Okay. I said, and I meant this, I said, because one day I'll be telling my grandkids to stand up for what they believe when I didn't. Because I believe Black people can vote however they want, and speaking down to them is racist. Because I am and will forever be against censorship of any kind. It's dangerous, it's wrong, and it's anti-American. Because Democrat-run cities are falling to pieces like a zombie movie. Because for 4 years, I was called a Trump supporter as an insult. I wasn't at the time, but it was used as the worst thing you could call someone, and a quick jab by people who call themselves liberals. The way they treat anyone with different views is actually discrimination and isn't liberal at all. It's gross. No different from not liking someone because of their race or religion. Because logic over feelings. Because I grew up admiring the American dream, and he's the closest choice to restore it for everyone. Not just those who say the script and fall in line. Here comes the good part. Because most celebs are full of shit, because peace deals and new partnerships, because he stood in the face of lie after lie, media hit piece after media hit piece, because a flawed leader is refreshing real, because he didn't start a single war, because Biden sniffs little girls and is clearly unfit mentally to lead a Boy Scout troop, let alone a country, because Trump will lead North America, not just America, to the best 4 years we've seen, and because my friends and family and you can disagree, and I'll still be cool with you because this side allows conversation. That's kind of how giant peace deals were signed. I'm Nicole Arbour, I'm a libertarian, and I endorse Donald J. Trump for president. Yay!
Nicole, you do a fine Nicole.
Reading myself was hard. I started sweating. Yeah.
But that right there, and the way you did it, like just so human and real, and like not like I'm this crazy extremist and all that stuff. I really just thought it was perfect. And yes, when you give it to the celebrities who are just so full of shit. I mean, I live in this town. I live in LA. I know these people.
They're not good people. They're just not. They're going to tell you. I have one story. I don't know if I should tell it. You tell me if I should tell it.
You must tell it.
There was a female celebrity that a lot of people know. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Here we go. All right. There was a female comedian celebrity. I will say the name at the end because it's more fun as a reveal.
Okay, good.
That 2 years ago, when there was the giant fires in Malibu, I saw her post on her social media that there was a bunch of animals trapped at the Malibu wine safari, like trapped in the fires, couldn't get out. Yeah. So I was part of a search and rescue team just because I'm a Canadian and this is what we naturally do. So I went and I told the search and rescue team, hey, I just got this tip about this. Look at this story. Truckloads of us went up into the mountains during the fires with these giant animal crates. We were like, oh, we have to rescue this giraffe. We have to get all these animals. So we had to get all these big animal containers that they usually use for zoos or to transfer animals. I think there was like 10 or something of us going up there. It took an hour to get in through the fires. We get there ready to rescue these animals, and they were fine. They were never at any point in danger. It was a lie. He was totally social justice warrioring all over the interwebs. And the zookeeper was in tears. This tiny little Mexican man, that this is his whole life. He came out running in his socks, crying. And he's like, please stop taking photos and stuff with my animals and pretending that they're being abused. This girl came here earlier, said she was going to try and help raise money for us to rebuild because the buildings were burned down, but not the animals. And she took all these selfies and stuff, and he let her. And then she released them to the press as if something bad happened to these animals and they were abused. I came back. I felt so bad for these people. I came back the next day with the press, walked around with the fire chief, who said that the place was so safe he would have put his men where they had their animals during the fire. The SPCA came with us. All the press came with us and walked around the entire property to show what she had said's a lie, because she was whole business. Turns out she had a personal vendetta against the business. It's Whitney Cummings. So
this does not surprise me.
Yeah, well, I listened to her and I put the lives of like 10 to 12 people. Our lives are literally in danger. We knew that it was a scary situation. And I saw her post and I believed her. And I went into the fucking fires to save all these creatures. Freaking Noah's Ark over here. And they were fine. And then she wouldn't tell the press that she had exaggerated. She's like, well, there was blood in his nose. I'm like, yeah, the giraffe got a nosebleed because there was a fire around him. It's dry. And then she called and apologized to me at one point and said, I shouldn't have responded like that to you, whatever. And I'm like, okay, we can be cool. Again, me being Canadian. Then I meet her in person and she was a total douchebag to me, as if it was my fault for revealing that the thing she made up wasn't real. And I'm just like, geez, these social justice warriors are dickheads. You almost killed people because you have a personal vendetta against the wine safari, like whatever it was. Yeah, it started for me there, I'm telling you.
Can we do a little bit of the what happened to comedians kind of thing? We talked about Kimmel a little bit. That's just like that's like late night TV, a certain set, a certain level of them. But like, what the hell has happened to comedians? There are like basically no funny comics anymore. I want to do some stand-up stuff with you. We were talking about it before this, when then the whole stupid lockdown thing. But like watching some of these people that used to be funny, Sarah Silverman, Cummings, it happens to Amy Schumer, like it happens to be a lot of females, but it's the men too. I mean, they've all, Patton Oswalt, all of these people that have just gone totally bananas. Like, did you see it coming? Did you see it coming?
I didn't see it coming. I didn't. And it like, for a little, like, I don't know if you can see who's over my shoulder. This is like my wall of heroes back here.
Oh yeah.
Carlin. God, if he was alive right now.
Well, of course, but they'd be saying he's an old white rich man. I mean, that's what they'd be calling him while he'd be fighting the power.
Accurate. That's fine. I kind of love everything that's happened to stand-up and to comedy and this whole like, everything is wrong, stand up for blah, blah, blah. Shut up, Amy Schumer, showing up to the Women's March with your supermodel friend to pose in her belly top saying, don't objectify women while she twerks for money in a thong. Shut the fuck up. All of you, shut the fuck up, get out of the way. But because they're so crazy, it made a new breed of comics. And I'm so happy. I swear, like the day after the election, I saw all of the comedians just kind of like snap, all the really good ones. I'm talking like Andrew Schultz. God, he's so good. Mm-hmm. I'm talking like who else? Like Chris DiStefano. Do you know him?
I don't.
Oh, you need to. You're gonna love him. Yanis Pappas. I saw them kind of like snap too. I saw all these comedians just like this little spark went in their eyes. Like, we give up. We're going. and everyone's just been like going, and it's been really fun to watch. And I think it cracked people to where comedy is just going to go boom again.
So you think we'll have a boom in comedy because it was so bad and so, social justice, virtue signaling, lefty nonsense, that you think after now we're going to have like a second explosion, like an 80s explosion or something?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking even someone like a John Crist. I don't know if you know him.
No, I don't.
Oh, people really knew him for more like kind of Christian comedy, and he kind of stays in that like hilarious and witty safe space of the Christian comedy. His last like 8 videos have just been lethal, and he's just like going after the leftists, and I'm like, okay, like everyone is just starting to hammer on it because it's so ridiculous. And I've decided, I've like thrown out all my other plans for 2021. I'm doing a late night show.
Good.
I have multiple offers. Thank you.
Do it.
I'm excited. You have to come on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go right at them. I'm going to take them out. I have offers from multiple networks right now, and we'll see where I land, but I'm out for blood. I'm going to take them out.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about comedy instead of the nonstop yelling you get everywhere else, check out our comedy playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, check out our full episode playlist. They're both right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.